Today we journey to the Isle of Barra, one of the most enchanting islands in Scotland's Outer Hebrides. Welcome back to A Scottish Island, a day brought to you by bagtownclans.com. I'm your host, Colin MacDonald, and today we'll explore the rich history, culture and natural beauty of Barra, a place where ancient stones stand tall, Viking raiders once roamed, and modern visitors come to experience the tranquility of this Gaelic stronghold. Located in the southern part of the Outer Hebrides, Barra spans approximately 60 square kilometres, with its highest peak, Heaval, rising to 383 metres, 1,257 feet. Its unique combination of rugged cliffs, white sandy beaches and lush marsh air, the grassy plains formed from seashell sand, makes it a stunning destination for both adventurers and those looking for a peaceful retreat. Barra's story begins long before the Scots arrived. Archaeological evidence shows that human activity on the island dates back to the Neolithic era, around 2500 BC, when early settlers crafted pottery and raised standing stones. One of the most impressive prehistoric sites on the island is a large chambered cairn in Barva, which stands as a testament to the island's early inhabitants. Iron Age forts and brochs, such as those at Dunquay, also mark Barra's landscape, reminding us of a time when tribal communities fortified themselves against invaders. In the 9th century, Barra fell under Viking influence, becoming part of the Kingdom of the Isles. The Norse legacy remains embedded in the island's place names like Mingulay, from Old Norse Mikkel, meaning Big Island, and Eoligari. According to Viking sagas, the first to arrive was Omund the Wooden Leg, who made Barra his winter base for raids across Scotland and Ireland. Though the Vikings eventually faded, they left an indelible mark on Barra's identity. During the medieval period, Barra became part of the Kingdom of the Isles, a Norse Gaelic domain that operated with a certain degree of independence from both Scotland and Norway. The Lords of the Isles ruled Barra until the mid-15th century, when Clan MacNeil took control of the island. The MacNeils, descendants of the Irish king Niall of the Nine Hostages, established themselves at Kisimul Castle, a medieval fortress perched dramatically on a small islet in Castle Bay. Kisimul Castle, known as the Castle in the Sea, remains one of Barra's most iconic landmarks. Surrounded by water and accessible only by boat, the castle was the seat of the MacNeil chiefs for centuries. These chieftains were notorious for their piracy, and it's said that Roderick Rory the Turbulent MacNeil famously argued that his raids on English ships were in the service of Scotland, considering Queen Elizabeth had ordered the execution of Mary, Queen of Scots. In the centuries following the decline of the Lords of the Isles, Barra's population remained fiercely independent, often at odds with the Scottish Crown and the changing political landscape. The island's primarily Catholic population faced threats during the Jacobite uprising of 1745, when British forces sought out priests for punishment. Barra's priest, Father James Grant, was captured but later escaped and returned to his parishioners. Like much of the Highlands and Islands, Barra was deeply affected by the Highland clearances in the 19th century. In 1838, the island was sold to Colonel John Gordon of Cluny, an absentee landlord who saw more value in sheep than in the island's people. Families were evicted from their crofts, and many were forced to emigrate to Canada and Australia. Among those displaced were the MacNeil chiefs themselves, who moved to North America, leaving Kisimul Castle abandoned for nearly a century. The clearances devastated Barra's population, but the island's spirit endured. Many of those who left took with them the Gaelic songs and traditions of their homeland, which have been preserved in the Scottish diaspora. Gaelic remains a vital part of Barra's culture today, with more than 60% of the population still speaking the language. In the 20th century, the fortunes of Barra began to change. Kisimul Castle was reclaimed by the MacNeil family in 1937 when Robert Lister MacNeil purchased the estate and began restoring the castle. Today the castle is leased to Historic Scotland for a nominal sum, a symbolic £1 and a bottle of whisky each year, and it stands as a proud symbol of Barra's resilience. Tourism is now the island's primary industry, with visitors drawn to its unspoiled beauty, rich history, and outdoor activities. One of Barra's most unique attractions is its airport, which features the world's only beach runway for scheduled flights. Depending on the tides, planes land directly on the sands of Mhor, offering passengers an unforgettable experience. Barra is also a haven for wildlife, with seals, otters, and a wide variety of seabirds making their home on the island. For those looking for adventure, Barra offers sea kayaking, pony trekking, and hiking to the top of Heaval, where the statue of Our Lady of the Sea watches over Castle Bay. Despite its remote location, Barra is also known for its lively cultural scene. The island hosts Fèis Bharraigh, a traditional music festival that celebrates Gaelic heritage with céilís, workshops, and performances. Visitors can also explore the island's religious history, from the ruins of Barra, an ancient chapel dedicated to St. Finbar, to the prominent statue of the Madonna and Child near the summit of Heaval. Barra remains predominantly Catholic, with its faith and traditions playing an important role in the island's identity. Each September, the feast of St. Finbar is celebrated, continuing the legacy of the island's patron saint, whose story has been passed down through the generations. Whether you're drawn to its historical intrigue, scenic landscapes, or the warmth of its people, Barra offers an unforgettable experience for all who visit. Its history is a tapestry woven from ancient stones, Viking raids, clan battles, and cultural endurance, a story that continues to thrive in the hearts of those who call the island home. That wraps up today's episode of A Scottish Island a Day. I'm Colin MacDonald, and I invite you to join us next time as we explore another of Scotland's island treasures. Slán go foill!